Hey everyone, Disappointed Giant here. So flawlessing the servants is probably the hardest achievement to get in Dead Cells, and in my opinion is the hardest boss fight to flawless. There's a lot going on. There are several mechanics that can affect you during the climb. Not most damaging, but probably most important is the fire at the bottom of the tower. If that even touches you just a little bit, you'll take a few ticks of damage and it's going to ruin your chance for a flawless. So there's a lot of stuff going on here. And my goal with this video is to go through some of my flawless servants fights that I've gotten over the years. Basically what we're going to do is the usual. I'm going to watch some footage. We're going to have commentary, just live commentary, uncut, whatever. I think we got 4 fights here, and it was just important for me to try to get to try to put this guide together. I've seen a bunch of folks have questions or frustrations or issues trying to get this achievement, trying to get the flawless servants outfit. So I wanted to do what I can to share my experience, go over some of my fights, and see if we can get this going. If you haven't gotten this achievement and you've been trying to get through. So we have 4 fights here, not including the one that I have for the intro. I decided to use this one as intro footage because I am wearing the Flawless Servants outfit, and it felt like a nice little, it felt like a cheeky way to start the video. So what you notice is we're going to have a lot of similar footage here. Repetition is the key to mastery. So hopefully going through all of these fights is going to give you some tips, give me a chance to sort of talk about what's going on and see if we can hone this in and get you that achievement, get you that flawless outfit. The first 3 fights are just going to be normal, just sort of like normal commentary, and the 4th fight is the one where I'm wearing the Haunted Armor outfit. That's the first time I ever flawless the servants, and I had a video up, or I should say I do have a video up that just showcases the footage with no commentary over it. This was quite a while ago, and I posted a comment there that had some tips. So what I'm going to do during that one is I'm going to read the comment that I put in. Hopefully that will also be helpful. So maybe you don't want to watch all of these. Maybe you're just going to watch 1 or 2. Maybe you want to watch the last one. But either way, I hope that this helps. Again, this is a really difficult thing to do. Again, probably the hardest achievement, definitely the hardest flawless for a boss. And yeah, hope this is helpful. So let's get into it. All right, so for the first fight here, I'm going to focus more on the mechanics of the lighthouse, a little bit more of the mechanics of the servant, so that way we can kind of like lay down a base, right? Let's get some groundwork down here. So the first part of the climb is always going to be the same. You're going to hop into the lighthouse here, and you're going to be chased up by one of the servants. Her name is Calliope. She has a wrecking ball. And as you come up here, you'll see that she has a couple different attacks. She's leaning into this sort of overhead swing here. And once you get through, you're going to go into the first boss room where you are only fighting her, right? So she has, again, few attacks here. She's got this horizontal wrecking ball attack. She has an overhead swing, and you're only going to be fighting her. Once you get through, we're coming up the second part of the climb. So my God, that vertical attack was close. That was close. As we're coming up the climb, the second servant is going to be introduced. So this is Euterpe. So in addition to Calliope's wrecking ball attacks, again, she has like a vertical thing. She's got that overhead slam. There we go. There's a horizontal attack that I had a sick dodge on. There's another sick dodge or whatever. But you're going to be fighting, or I should say engaging with both of these, right? So you have your sort of like horizontal and vertical attacks from Calliope. You're going to have your ranged attacks from Euterpe. And just take a quick look here. We got beefed up damage on the oiled sword. We got face flask and vengeance. We have combo. We have plus 80 to poison when face flask does toxic cloud. So I'm trying to beef up my synergy here for the most damage. So once you get through the second part of the climb, this is always going to be the same. Again, Euterpe's going to hop up on that left platform. She's going to do 3 attacks. And then Calliope's going to hop back in. So as you can see, I chose to engage with Euterpe a bit, and then once Calliope came down, just try to get as much damage as possible to get her out of the way. And there we go. So we got 2 down, right? So here's the third part of the climb. So in addition, this is where stuff gets hard, right? In addition to having both of these servants come at you as they did before, now we have Cleo. So Cleo on her own is not terrible. She's very fast, right? You can see she's teleporting all over the place. Her only attacks, though, are 3 horizontal swipes. So she's going to attack 1, 2, 3. If you're moving quickly, right? You see me moving pretty fast here, doing my best to dodge and get out of the way of all of these things. She's not going to be too much trouble. I would say she's the least amount of trouble out of the three. But tossing her on the map is tricky, right? It makes the other two, as you may be dodging Cleo or trying to get away from her, the other two might get some shots in on you. So here we go. So third fight, you're going to fight all three servants, and it always starts the same here. It's always just Cleo, and she always comes at you with those 3 hits. So you can sort of get used to that. Even though you're fighting all 3 servants, you're only going to see 2 on the screen at a time. So let's see. So we got Euterpe here. Boom. There comes Cleo. So we got both of them on the screen. If Calliope was still kicking around, she would not be here, right? And if, let's say, Cleo disappeared and Euterpe was still on the screen, Calliope might come in and Cleo won't. So you're going to fight, again, you're going to fight all 3 of these in the final room, and you're only going to see 2 at the same time. You know, I say only, but that doesn't make it any easier, right? So you can see here, Euterpe slamming. We got Cleo bouncing back and forth between the walls here. She cuts like a buzzsaw. That thing does so much damage, which I guess is not really relevant if we're trying to get a flawless. But there you go. So I took 2 of them out, and now it's just Cleo. I'm using my firebrands to keep my distance, face flash vengeance to bump my damage. And there we go. So we got ourselves our first clear. Excuse me, got ourselves our first clear, our first flawless servant outfit drop. So I think that's like a decent intro to the mechanics. So you'll see this fight here is going to be different. So instead of just running away from the servants, I'm going to engage. So you can see, I got beefed up damage here. I got my sinew slicer. Again, I have face flash vengeance. I have 3 I got 3 things that do damage over time. I get 3 bleeding items. So I'm trying to pump my damage as much as possible. So that's obviously another really important thing, whether it's through face flash vengeance, support, which I have both of them here. Super important. I feel like it's more important here than it is in any of the other fights, because this is such a precarious and sensitive, it's a really sensitive flawless, which might sound funny, but it's true. It's super true. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to engage with Calliope there. And as you can see, I did half of her health, right? There's the health bars over their heads. I did half of the damage here. Let's see. I'm going to do it again, right? Boom. Health goes down to half, and then the servants peace out. So you can do this with any or all of them. And the more damage you do on the climb, the less health they will have here. So you can see here, if you look up at the top of the screen, health bar is at half. If you look at the bar over Euterpe's head, the health is at half. So we got our risk reward, right? So you can engage with the servants during the climb. It's going to make these fights a little bit easier, but at the same time, you're putting yourself in harm's way by trying to engage. So in the third part of the climb, we have both Euterpe and Calliope shredded, absolutely shredded between, again, vengeance, support, bleed, whatever it is. So I was able to get them out of the way. So you can see here that this climb is a little less stressful. It's a little bit less stressful, or I should say a lot less stressful, right? So I only have Cleo. Like I said in the last fight, she's got these 3 swipes. She teleports quickly, but that's it. She has no ranged attacks. You don't have to worry about those. Looks like she took some extra damage, maybe from bleed or sinew slicer or whatever it was, get her out of the way. And now here we go. We're coming into the third room, the final room, again with the 3 servants fighting the 3 servants, I should say. And here we go, right? So again, just like before, the third fight always starts with Cleo, always starts with her in the same position, doing the same 3 attacks. And I think I'm going to take Calliope out here. Maybe not. Yeah, so here's tricky. Here's where it gets a little bit tricky. As you can see, I did not focus on one of them. They're all kind of bouncing around, and boom, we get Calliope out of the way. And I think this was just like the last fight. We got Cleo and Euterpe now at the same time. I think I'm going to be splitting damage between the 2, which again is not the best idea. Trying to take out one as quickly as possible is always helpful, but looks like I got both of them kicking around here, teleporting in, teleporting out. Again, there's Cleo zipping around back and forth. The buzzsaw is just flying here, and there we go. So I'm going to take Euterpe out. Boom, two out of 3, and again we're just stuck here. We're stuck here with Cleo. Going to throw down the trap. Going to get some bleed. I think I'm going to use face flask maybe right here. I did. And there it is. So we're done. We're done. 2 for 2. Boom. Flawless outfit pops. Obviously, I'm doing these on different save files. You don't get the outfit every single time. And here we go. So we're going to look at some synergies. So here's number 3. So we got double damage on the E-Whip. We have Crusher that generates a toxic cloud around the trap. And the E-Whip also has plus 80% to poison and plus 175 to freeze. So if my ice armor pops and it freezes a servant, I'm going to get a nice big chunk. So again, this is another, I'm pretty sure the damage is disgusting on this one. I can't remember if I engage or not. We're gonna see in a bit. I don't think that I do. Yeah, so for this one, I lean more into safety. I lean more into the safety side of things, so that way I can run through the climb, hopefully absorb a hit or two from ice armor, and then get up and use my damage to get through these fights pretty quickly. So we're going into the first fight with Calliope here. Let's see. I'm going to let ice armor cool down. I'm going to skip through some of this stuff, or I'm going to speed it up, I should say. And let's see how the damage is. I'm going to throw down Crusher. Boom. Really good. Really good, right? So again, this is going to be similar to what we saw in the first video. Not going to be engaging with the servants. I'm just going to be trying to get up here as quickly as I can. So let's talk about some of the other things. So as far as obstacles go, you can see we have all these logs, all of those vertical logs there you can break through. As you can see, they're everywhere. Other mechanics, there's going to be vines, there's going to be ladders, and there's going to be these ropes. What you're going to want to do is, if you have the choice, right here, these ropes, you get invincibility frames as you go up them. So if you have the choice, my recommendation is to go for the ropes as often and as much as possible, so that way you can get yourself a little bit of cushion, a little bit of extra help. And then we'll see how the climb goes, how this third climb goes here. Took out Calliope pretty quick, took out Euterpe pretty quick. Again, E-Whip, point blank, support, extra synergy, double damage, doing good work here. So you can see there it is. I'm going to try to go for, oh, that's tricky. I tried to go for the rope there, but it didn't quite work. And the other thing we got to worry about here, so all of these fights, obviously, as you can see on the bottom, there's the flames coming up. If you get close to the flames, it's going to do like, here's the rope, it's going to do like 7-10 damage or something, but that ruins your fight. So it's not just damage from the servants, it's damage from the flames too. So that's going to ruin your chance for a flawless. So you got to be fast, right? So you got to decide, do you want to engage? Do you want to run away? You need to be aware of your movement. You need to be aware of the servants. You need to be aware of the fire. So like I said, it's a lot. Let my ice armor cool down here. And then here we go. So here's the third fight again. So the climb is tough. Again, practicing, trying to get used to the servants' positioning within each of the fights is going to be super helpful. Right there, I took Cleo out really quickly. Right here, I took Calliope out really quickly, just showing you the importance of synergy, showing you the importance of beefing up your damage as much as you can, as quickly as you can here. And I think that the DOT is going to take her out. There we go. So boom, we have 3 down. 3 fights down. This is sick. I think there's a couple here where I get both the servant outfit and the flawless at the same time. So there it is. So that is 3 out of 4 here. So this is the final one. So this is the one that I did for the first time. You can see right here, I'm slowing down, I'm breathing, I'm so nervous. I'm so nervous here. So I'm going to look through this comment here and just kind of read. I'm not going to read it verbatim. I thought I could, but it's actually pretty big. So some of this advice might be helpful, and something I already said might be a little bit different, but let's see here. So the first one, I mentioned not actively engaging with the servants on the way up the climb. Skills like Giant Whistle and Lightning Rod are good to get in extra damage as you're moving, but don't actually stop to fight. So like we talked about a little bit, you can engage, you can't. Again, there's I think there's 1 fight where I engage and 3 where I don't. This one I also don't engage. Number 2, while climbing, try to make your way upward in zigzag pattern, going from one side of the screen to the other while moving upward. Don't stay on one side for too long, since some of Calliope and Euterpe's attacks are vertically linear and can punish you for climbing in a straight line. Number 3, dodge roll whenever you see the exclamation point of attack, when you're in proximity to a servant and are rolling through them, or when Euterpe's arrows are about to be fired. This will help you avoid some of the more disruptive attacks like Calliope's diagonal wrecking ball attacks. Here we go again. Number 4, avoid ladders and vines as much as you can and go for the rope pulleys to help you up. You have invincibility frames, so can avoid some damage while you're on the ropes. Manually climbing ladders and vines slows you down, leaves you open to damage. Number 5, practice the hell out of the servants in the training room. Go off script. So basically what you're going to want to do is beef your HP up as much as you can in there. Try to get your main stat down low. You can use the tubes there to sort of take whatever stats that you want. So that way you're not doing a lot of damage, but you have plenty of health to dodge and get used to their attacks. Again, you're only going to fight 2 at a time. So hopefully being in the training room is going to give you a little bit extra muscle. So when you do come up here, you'll have the skills almost like memory, muscle memory. Tip 6, like I talked earlier, make sure your build is with items you're comfortable with that you can roll +% damage in synergies with one another. I recommend prioritizing extra damage and buffs instead of our items like ice armor or foresight. That's really funny. This entire experience is all about quick decisions and evasion during the climb and having a deep understanding of each individual servant's mechanics during the fight. And then finally, number 7, I gave some advice to just breathe. Deep breaths. Again, you'll see me pause at the beginning of the video. I knew going into this fight I had a great chance of finally getting the flawless, and it says I took a few seconds to breathe and center myself so I could leave my anxious brain at the bottom of the climb. So that's another thing, right? Just try to don't get tilted. Don't get tilted. Take a breath, chill out. Again, some of the other stuff that you can do that I haven't mentioned, you can use assist mode, so that way you have revives in case you don't want to go through this over and over again. You can drop their HP, doesn't matter. However you want to get the outfit is up to you, right? No judgment, doesn't matter. This build is clearly really sick. I think I stop at the end to show some of my synergies. I'm pretty sure that I do. But yeah, this is pretty much the end there. So there we go. So we got 4 fights. I think I covered all the mechanics. I think I covered all of the important things. I think I gave enough tips. So hopefully this is helpful. Hopefully I didn't miss anything here. Again, this was the first time I did it. And let's see, I'm fairly certain, you can see I'm so nervous just walking around here trying to get this footage saying, oh my God, I did it. Let's take a quick peek. I think affixes are coming up here. There we go. So we got Hokuto's bow for extra damage. We got Tesla coil for electric and for toxic cloud around the trap. We got corrupted power for extra damage. We got support. We got extra synergy. So there's a lot of stuff going on there. So again, I hope this was helpful. If we're going to break things down, let's just take a step back really quickly and try to think about things. So number 1, during the climb, you can either engage with the servants or not. If you have a ton of damage like that bleed build I have, it might be worth it. Otherwise, it might be worth just jumping up the climb. Again, you got risk reward with either one of those things. Number 2, you want to learn the servants' attacks. Again, each one of those 3 fights starts exactly the same, with one servant doing the same attack in the same place, so that might be helpful. Number 3, you're going to want to get as much synergy and as much extra damage as possible. Again, affixes, mutations, double damage, whatever it is. Even if you get quad damage on something, that's going to be super helpful, because if you're going for the flawless and you get hit, who cares, right? And then finally, number 4 is you're going up the climb. Be comfortable with the maneuvering that you're going to need to do as far as rolling through those wooden logs, trying to prioritize the ropes as much as possible, and then if you can, maybe trying to stay off the vines and the ladders. I don't think I did that a lot there, because again, that will leave you open. So hopefully any or all of this is gonna resonate. Hopefully any or all of this is gonna help you. Again, this is the worst achievement. This is the worst flawless. Anything I can do to try to get you to push through and help out. Hope it rules. Hope it works for you. So leave any comments below if you have any other questions, or you have any comments, or just sort of about certain things I did in this video, or other mechanics during the fights or whatever, and I'll do what I can to help. So good luck. Good luck, my friends. All right. As always, thanks for watching, and good luck out there.